Good morning, 3i. It was fantastic to see a few of you yesterday on our Kahoot. Sorry to those gentlemen who couldn't get on but tried. I didn't give you the correct instructions, but we're going to try this again on Friday, and we will get the instructions right this time. So keep your eye out on the GrammarNet page and for instructions how to get on. What you have to do is use the Zoom box that is actually on the GrammarNet page, and I will remind you about that close to the time. Today we're just going to give you, I'm going to give you a quick screencast lesson on essay writing, and we're going to keep plowing on with writing your essay. So yesterday you used my introduction, or the beginning of my introduction, to write an introduction of your own in your red exercise books. And today you're going to use a paragraph scaffold, which I'm going to provide for you to write your first body paragraph, and that's going to be written in the due work box. So we're going to start using the due work box to create this essay. And we'll start with that first body paragraph, and then you'll be able to go into this work more than one time. So even when you press submit, or you will be able to resubmit, and we'll come back into it on other days, and you'll end up by typing in your introduction and finishing it off as well by the end of the week. But let's just go over a couple of important things about paragraph writing. So yesterday we looked at the introduction, and I told you that in any essay you want to write 3 body paragraphs as well. So you end up with a 5 paragraph essay. Don't forget, it's like all the ones that you always do. So 5 paragraphs. And it looks like that. I'm just going to take that bit off. Introduction, body paragraph, body paragraphs 1, 2, and 3, and then you finish with your conclusion. So that's how an essay always works. And what we're going to be doing today is concentrating on understanding the structure of your paragraph. And I might have taught you PEAL at the beginning of the year. I want us to now graduate to PCEAEL, because it's got some extra steps that are important. So it goes point, context, explanation, analysis, example, and link. So what do I mean? Let's have a look at that in a bit more detail. Point, context, example, analysis, explanation, link. Seems like a lot to remember, but if you follow this recipe, it's like a kind of guidance recipe of all the different components in a paragraph, then you know that you're writing a fantastic body paragraph, and you will get really good marks for your essays. So let's just have a look further at what these things mean. So a paragraph is like a mini essay within an essay, because an essay has a structure, those 5 paragraphs we've discussed, and even a paragraph has a structure within it. Each body paragraph should state the idea, support the idea, and conclude the idea. So a paragraph is always made up of the following. P, a point or topic sentence. Sometimes you will have learnt them as topic sentences. This is the main point of the paragraph. This is the thing that you are trying to talk about. Now, context. I have talked to you about this before, I am sure, but let's go over it. This is 1 or 2 sentences explaining what is happening in the film when the technique which follows, that's in your evidence section, occurs. So it's like providing a little bed for you to put your quote into. If you just throw your quote into, or your film technique into your paragraph without a bed, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to not make such good sense. So the context is the 1 or 2 sentences which provide an introduction to that quote, that film technique, what's happening at the moment in that text. The evidence itself is the piece of proof or example from your text to support the idea in the topic sentence or in the point sentence. Let's call that point sentence to keep it the same. Point sentence. It will be a quote or an example of a film technique, a camera shot, sound effect, piece of dialogue. Those are the 3 things that we have been talking about the most, those 3 different sorts of film techniques. After that, you want to put in some analysis, and that's 1 or 2 sentences outlining what the effect of that film technique is. So we've been talking a lot about that, about how, for instance, though that diegetic sound of the birds calling in the wild at the beginning of the viaduct scene helps us. It's the effect of that technique put into the film there is to help us understand how alone the boys are. They are in the wild where there are birds calling and there isn't a whole bunch of people, and a city where there is help available, and it emphasizes the fact that the boys are on their own and what they're doing is dangerous, and that in turn emphasizes the idea that they are going through this process of growing up and looking after themselves. Now, the explanation. This explains why your evidence, so that's your film technique, helps to prove the point that you're making in the paragraph. How does that connect with the main point of the paragraph? And then finally, your link. Why is all that important? The final sentences of the paragraph will convince the reader that your idea in this paragraph supports your approach to the overall topic of the essay. It will link back to the first sentence of the paragraph, that's the point sentence, and it will link back using keywords. So remember keywords. Okay. This should contain keywords as well. And when I say keywords, I mean the keywords of the essay question. Okay. So let's move to the next screen. Well, we'll talk about conclusions another day, actually. We're just talking about paragraphs. Let's just go back to our essay question, because I don't think we highlighted our keywords. What are our keywords? Yeah, 2 important themes. First of all, that's the first part. There's always 2 parts at least. 2 blocks of keywords in each essay question. Explain how they were communicated. How did the director make us understand those ideas? And you always have to refer to film techniques in every essay on a film that you do. Okay, now we are going to move to the scaffold, which is provided for you. So that's actually in a link on the GrammarNet page, but it's also attached in the due workbox for you as well. So here's your question. And remember, these are our key words. We are talking about 2 important themes. I can highlight that there. No, I've lost it. 2 important themes and how they were communicated. Those are the areas of the essay question which we are focusing on. And remember, you're using PCEAL. So let's have a look. The way that I'm suggesting that you write this is that you talk about your different scenes, just like you got ready yesterday with. In this something or other scene, the director communicates to the viewer the theme of something or other. He does this using different film techniques. One or two, and you put them in here, 1 or 2 film techniques. So maybe dialogue or camera shots and camera shots. Or maybe a sound, diegetic sound and camera shots. You have to choose. The director uses, and put in this gap, I want you to put your first film technique, when blah, 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 to show blah, 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 and you've done all this work, and then you end up with your final point. We therefore understand that, and this is your link. This effectively portrays the theme of. Okay, so that is what you're going to see when you open your scaffold. Pretty much, I might just add some bits to it before I put it up. So good luck, gentlemen. Please do that first body paragraph in your due workbox today, and have a good day. Bye.